From October, the United States is gearing up for the biggest festive season of the year, a time when tens of millions of tons of agricultural products are consumed in just a few short weeks. With the rise of mechanization and the power of modern agriculture, hundreds of thousands of massive machines are simultaneously roaring to life across fields from California to Kansas, bringing in over 200 million tons of crops for a vibrant holiday season. Don't take your eyes off this video, because you're about to witness the true power of American agriculture, where people, technology, and the land move in perfect harmony to create one of the greatest labor symphonies on Earth. The sweet potato harvest season in the United States usually begins in September and lasts until November. In North Carolina, the state that produces the most sweet potatoes in the country, massive Lockwood sweet potato harvesters operate continuously across thousands of hectares. Beneath a nearly 6-meter-long steel frame, a system of spade-shaped digging blades penetrates 35 to 40 centimeters into the soil, gently lifting entire rows of sweet potatoes instead of churning them up. This approach minimizes mechanical impact, preserving the smooth skin and natural shape of each tuber. Next, a rubber conveyor chain system runs in sequence, catching the soil and potato mix, shaking off excess mud, and transferring the clean potatoes onto the upper belt. Within seconds, the soil is sifted away, and the potatoes are pre-sorted before being loaded directly into the storage bins at the rear. A single Lockwood harvester can cover 10 to 12 hectares per day, performing the work of more than 150 laborers, while maintaining over 90% of the potatoes intact. A testament to the precision and efficiency of modern American agricultural machinery. Kale, one of the winter season's true superfoods, is harvested in two completely different ways. On small farms, workers use both hands to strip the leaves downward from the top of the stem, carefully selecting the fresh, curly green ones while leaving behind the tough, older leaves. The harvested leaves are gathered into crates mounted on slow-moving tractors. This gentle manual method keeps the surface of the leaves intact, minimizing bruising and moisture loss, a crucial factor when the kale is graded under the U.S. #1 standard, which requires the leaves to be well-trimmed, unwilted, free from yellowing, and undamaged before being shipped to supermarkets or processed as fresh leaf kale. The second method is mechanized kale harvesting, where humans serve only as operators. Machines like the Ploger MKB4TR use high-speed rotating cutter bars that skim the soil surface, stripping all kale leaves in a single pass. Immediately after, dual intake rollers draw the leaves into a cutting chamber, where spinning blades chop them into uniform pieces before a 5-meter inclined conveyor lifts and blows the chopped kale into a trailer running alongside. Both vehicles are GPS synchronized, their speed, direction, and feed rhythm matched to the second for continuous, loss-free operation. Unlike hand-picked whole-leaf kale destined for supermarket shelves, mechanically harvested kale is intended for industrial processing. After collection, the leaves are washed, blanched, and individually quick-frozen (IQF) to become chopped frozen kale, a key ingredient in soups, smoothies, pizza toppings, and ready-to-eat frozen meals exported across Europe. Goodbye to cold Europe. We now head toward the blazing equatorial sun, to the endless pineapple fields of Costa Rica, where the fruit thrives all year round. Under the scorching tropical heat, hundreds of farmers bend between the sharp-leafed rows, carrying keranjang, traditional wicker baskets that can weigh up to 50 kilograms each. Every step is a challenge, as the pineapple leaves are razor-sharp and can slice through skin with just a moment's distraction. Even in this age of automation, pineapples must still be harvested by hand, slow, laborious, yet meticulous. And it is precisely that human care that keeps each fruit perfectly shaped, golden, and fragrant by the time it reaches consumers around the world. If there is one true innovation in pineapple harvesting, it would be these moving conveyor belts stretching across the fields. A large truck moves in sync with a steel frame nearly 30 meters long, fitted with continuously running rubber belts. Farmers simply twist the pineapples off the stalks and place them directly onto the belt gliding past, instead of carrying heavy sacks on their shoulders like before. Each pineapple is then transported straight into the truck's collection bins, minimizing bruising and damage. The system can handle 200 to 300 fruits per minute, saving labor, boosting efficiency, and preserving the flawless appearance essential for export-quality pineapples. Though still partly manual, this is considered the most advanced form of pineapple harvesting today, where human precision and mechanical rhythm work together to form a living assembly line across the tropical fields. The walnut harvest begins when the outer green husk naturally splits open, revealing nuts that have reached perfect dryness. In California, which produces over 99% of America's walnuts, hundreds of tree shakers roar to life across vast orchards. Each hydraulic arm grips the trunk tightly and delivers up to 3,000 pounds of shaking force, enough to drop nearly all the nuts in under 10 seconds. The orchard fills with a steady rattle, like a rainstorm of falling shells. Moments later, sweepers and harvesters move in, clearing dry leaves and lining the fallen nuts into neat rows. The golden brown walnuts are then vacuumed onto conveyors and sent straight to drying facilities, preserving their rich flavor and crisp texture. In just a few minutes, a tree heavy with fruit is completely released, a striking display of precision, power, and efficiency in modern mechanized agriculture. Along the shores of Lake Michigan, as a thin layer of morning mist still blankets the fields, hundreds of farmers set their low harvesting carts in motion, rolling slowly between perfectly straight rows of green asparagus. Moving at barely 0.5 kilometers per hour, the carts allow workers to carefully cut each spear as it emerges from the soil. Unlike white asparagus in Europe, which grows hidden beneath sand, Michigan's asparagus rises proudly under the sun, harvested when the stems reach 18 to 22 centimeters, the ideal length for a tender, crisp, and sweet texture. Each spear, once cut, is gently placed into plastic trays at the back of the cart and transported directly to processing facilities within 4 hours, before it loses its freshness and natural sugars. Today, Gerbera daisies are harvested by the Octinian Rubion robot, an automated picking arm often described as the most delicate worker in the greenhouse. Its slender mechanical arms, equipped with vision sensors and 3D cameras, scan along each row to identify flowers that have reached the perfect bloom, typically 70 to 80% open petals. The robot then lowers its soft silicone gripper, gently twists, and pulls the entire stem from the base without bending or bruising it. Operating at a pace of 1 flower per second, it works up to 5 times faster than a human picker. Each flower is neatly placed into transport trays and sent straight to an automated packaging station, where precision scanners measure length, diameter, and color to ensure every Gerbera meets export standards. Thanks to this technology, every bloom that leaves the greenhouse remains flawless and vibrant, ready to supply the United States' massive $2 billion a year festival and floral market. In the mountainous farms of Oregon, where steep terrain, muddy slopes, and transport distances spanning dozens of kilometers make trucks nearly useless, light transport helicopters have become the true heroes of the Christmas tree harvest. Using a technique known as vertical reference flying, pilots look straight down through a floor window, maneuvering with centimeter-level precision as they lower cables and hook up each bundle of trees. With over 1,000 flights per day, these helicopters can move thousands of trees from the hillsides to collection points within just a few hours, without a single ground vehicle required. This method not only shortens the harvest time from several weeks to just a few days, but also greatly reduces environmental impact, cutting soil erosion and lowering fuel consumption by up to 60% compared to ground transport. Once delivered to the collection sites, each tree is rewrapped by high-speed spinning net machines. The flexible nylon mesh keeps every branch in place, preserving the perfect shape and freshness of the trees for their long journey toward markets across the United States. Cashew nuts are among the most valuable and sought-after nuts during year-end celebrations. When the ripe red cashew apples fall and cover the ground, farmers collect each fruit by hand, then skillfully extract the nut using a simple wooden post and cord, looping the shell between the supports and processing each one with a careful precision. What seems like a simple task is in fact the greatest obstacle to mechanization. The shell of the cashew nut contains anacardic acid oil, a highly corrosive substance. Even the smallest crack can cause the oil to leak out, burning the skin and spoiling entire batches of nuts. For this reason, human hands remain the most delicate and reliable tool in the entire cashew harvest, capable of performing with the care that no machine has yet been able to match, even in harvests that yield several tons. Across the vast fields of Wisconsin, where rows of red cabbage have tightly curled after 3 months of growth, semi-automatic record harvesters roar to life. At the front, a pair of hydraulic gripping arms clasp the stems firmly and lift each plant cleanly from the soil, leaving behind neat brown furrows stretching across the field. As the stalks rise from the ground, a rotating disc blade drops down to slice off the roots just a few centimeters below the base. The cabbages are then guided onto an angled conveyor, passing through a gentle shaking system that removes soil and outer leaves. On both sides of the belt, workers fine-tune each head, trimming excess leaves before dropping them into a loading chute connected to a trailer moving alongside. From these very fields, hundreds of containers of American red cabbage make their way to markets for the festive season, destined for fresh salads, creamy coleslaw, and the signature pickled red cabbage that brightens Christmas tables across the United States. Golden canola seeds are harvested by massive combine harvesters, the golden giants of North American and Canadian agriculture. When the stems turn brown and the pods begin to rattle, the machines roll slowly across the endless fields, where millions of mustard yellow plants sway under the wind. At the front, a sickle bar cutter slices cleanly near the ground, feeding the plants into a rotary threshing drum. Inside, the rotor spins thousands of times per minute, shaking loose the tiny seeds while a stream of air separates out the husks and stalks, leaving behind only the smooth, golden grains. These seeds, barely 2 millimeters in diameter, are carried up by a conveyor into a 10 to 12-ton holding tank atop the machine. Each harvester can cover more than 25 hectares per hour, collecting hundreds of thousands of seeds in every rotation. And it's these tiny grains that go on to produce canola oil, one of the world's healthiest and most widely used cooking oils. We are in California, known as the coriander capital of the United States, supplying up to 90% of the nation's production. Every year, from May to July, when the climate turns warm and sunny, thousands of hectares of coriander fields enter their peak harvest season. This is the 0 hour for America's herb industry, because coriander stays fresh for only 36 to 48 hours after cutting. A single day of delay can cause hundreds of tons to wilt, turning into organic waste with no commercial value. To overcome this pressure, the Ploger MKC-2TR emerges as a true savior. At the front, ultra-low cutting blades work together with soft plastic lifters to gently raise the delicate plants without damage. Immediately, the conveyor belt transfers them through a high-powered suction fan that removes soil and debris before neatly depositing them into the rear storage compartment. The most impressive feature is its massive capacity: 10 to 15 tons of coriander per day, dozens of times more than manual labor. As a result, production costs are significantly reduced, supply chains remain stable, and the US market is consistently provided with fresh, vibrant coriander for millions of meals. While everyone is familiar with crisp celery stalks, its gnarled cousin, celeriac, remains a mystery to most Americans. In Europe, every September brings the harvest of more than 250,000 tons of celeriac. Unlike potatoes or carrots, this stubborn root clings tightly to the soil, with tangled roots and dense mud, surrendering only to a specialized mechanized chain. It begins with sharp blades cutting through the rows, clearing away dense green foliage to reveal the knobby bulbs beneath. Then, digging units drive deep into the ground, prying up each firm root and sending it onto vibrating conveyors that shake off mud, trim side roots, and strip away old leaves. Finally, smooth, round white celeriac bulbs tumble into waiting trailers, ready for their journey from field to market. What makes celeriac truly remarkable is not just its unusual appearance, but also its nutritional richness. Lower in starch than potatoes, yet abundant in fiber, vitamin K, vitamin C, and potassium, vital nutrients for heart health, digestion, and balanced diets. In modern mushroom farms, harvesting no longer relies entirely on human hands. On a large scale, rotary harvesting machines act like steel sweepers, clearing entire shelves at once. As the massive rollers spin just above the growing surface, friction snaps the stems, sending thousands of mushrooms popping out of the compost within minutes. A single machine can harvest up to 6 tons of mushrooms per hour, with the flow tumbling onto conveyors, cleaned, and directed into storage bins. Yet such speed also means mixed sizes, requiring additional sorting afterward. In contrast, mushroom picking robots represent the more delicate approach. Equipped with AI vision and soft grippers, they identify each mature mushroom, gently plucking it without bruising. Younger mushrooms are left to grow, ensuring uniform quality and reduced waste. Slower than rotary machines, but offering precision and value. Robots highlight how modern agriculture seeks to balance massive output with premium quality. Before you stands the Modi Rollmax, the machine that marks the start of the pumpkin harvest season. With massive steel blades stretching over 3 meters wide, it sweeps across the field and instantly gathers hundreds of scattered pumpkins into a perfectly straight row, neat as if drawn by a ruler. In just a few minutes, a once chaotic field is transformed into a flowing river of bright orange, surging and ready for its industrial harvest journey. Few people realize that while table pumpkins are harvested when they still look perfect, oil pumpkins are left until the fruit turns rough and misshapen, the stage when their seeds reach the highest oil content. Before winter, across Europe's fields, specialized machines take over the massive task of harvesting this valuable liquid gold. At the front, the pull of heavy tractors drives each pumpkin into the processing chamber. Inside, a giant spiked drum armed with hundreds of steel points digs deep, grips the fruit, and lifts it onto conveyors. The overripe flesh is immediately crushed and returned to the soil as organic fertilizer, reducing waste while enriching the land. The real treasure lies in the seeds, separated through rotating sieves and multi-stage cleaning systems before being collected in storage tanks. Just 1 hectare of oil pumpkins yields enough seeds to press over 200 liters of premium pumpkin seed oil, a product valued at up to €20 per liter. Proof that agriculture not only feeds humanity, but also creates luxury products straight from the field. Before the first seeds are even sown, vast fields stretching over hundreds of hectares must be precisely mapped out into ridges as straight as a chessboard. Massive bed-forming machines move across the land, breaking up compacted soil and shaping dozens of neat raised rows in a single pass. This structure not only allows roots to anchor and breathe, but can also reduce irrigation losses by up to 30% compared to fields without ridging. This is the very foundation of the entire growing season. Skip this step, and the soil suffocates, water stagnates, and every high-tech innovation that follows, from seeding to irrigation, loses its effectiveness. If in the past it took 100 workers dredging for an entire week, today a single machine can finish the job in just 1 day and still leave behind a layer of fertile silt to nourish the rice fields. In modern American irrigation technology, ditch dredging machines mounted on tractors by HEMAS have created a remarkable leap forward. With a massive hydraulic pump, they suck the thick sludge directly from the canal bed and blast it up to 40 meters onto the banks, powerful like an industrial water cannon. In a single day, hundreds of meters of clogged canals are cleared, restoring fresh flow to the entire irrigation network. Across vast vineyards, the Orvan 2-row sprayer is more than just a machine. It's a steel shield safeguarding the harvest. With its twin spray booms, it covers 2 rows of grapes at once, while high-pressure fans blast a mist deep into every layer of leaves like a mini whirlwind, ensuring each droplet lands exactly where it's needed without waste. The result, up to 30% less pesticide use, saving costs and reducing the chemical burden on the environment. Moving steadily at 5 to 6 kilometers per hour, it can treat up to 12 hectares in a single day. But its greatest value lies beyond numbers, freeing farmers from inhaling toxic chemicals during manual spraying, transforming a dangerous chore into a safe, precise, and highly efficient process. However, once farming expands beyond small rows of trees into vast, endless fields, only crop dusting airplanes have the power to cover everything in record time. With spray booms stretched beneath its wings, the aircraft can release solution over hundreds of hectares while flying just a few meters above the crops. Inside the cockpit, the pilot controls speed, altitude, and flow rate with a joystick, creating fine mist trails that coat the fields with near-perfect precision. Far surpassing any ground sprayer, it can treat 400 to 600 hectares in a single day. And it's not just about speed. The ultrafine droplets spread evenly and penetrate deep into the canopy, ensuring complete coverage. Gone are the days of axes and handsaws. American forestry has entered the era of fully automated harvesters, hydraulic, sensor-driven, mechanical giants that storm the forest like steel beasts. Mounted on a massive 6-wheel chassis, the crane arm reaches deep into the trees, gripping trunks with a hydraulic claw fitted with a chainsaw. In just 20 seconds, a tree nearly 3/4 of a meter in diameter is felled, stripped of its branches, and cut into precise lengths by the Timbermatic sensor system. Where once a team of loggers would spend an entire day on a few dozen trees, today, a single operator inside a sealed cabin can process up to 200 trees in a day. A dramatic leap forward, multiplying productivity many times over, while elevating wood quality to true industrial standards. The heavy clusters of dates that once cost people their very lives to harvest have now become proof that human intelligence can replace brute risk. In the past, climbing date palms towering up to 20 meters meant facing danger at every step. Statistics show that for every 300 workers who climbed, on average, one would lose their life each year, a tragic price to pay for sweet fruit. But when humans began to use their brains more effectively, massive hydraulic lifts were born. With booms reaching 18 meters high and stretching 8 meters across, they can raise entire crews to the treetops at the push of a button. Those once deadly hanging clusters are now lowered safely, smoothly, and swiftly. Not only saving hundreds of lives each harvest season, this technology also frees labor and ensures hundreds of thousands of tons of dates are collected on time, then sent through processing plants and carried to dining tables across the US, Canada, Europe, and the Middle East. And next, I want to emphasize how human ingenuity can go far beyond imagination, when just one person can transport an entire ton of coconuts in a single day. Not by straining shoulders under heavy loads, but by harnessing the natural buoyancy of water. In coastal regions, fertile deltas, and winding canals, rivers become giant conveyor belts. Once harvested, coconuts are dropped into the water, floating gently downstream until farmers gather them with ropes or nets and pull them to collection points. In a single trip, hundreds or even thousands of coconuts arrive neatly at shore, far faster than hours of back-breaking labor. What seems like a simple method is in fact remarkably effective, freeing human effort, securing steady yields, and ensuring a reliable supply before coconuts head into factories to be husked, packed, and shipped as the sweet gifts of the tropics to the world. Thanks to the buoyancy of water, people also cleverly transport heavy jackfruits to floating markets. Instead of carrying them on their shoulders through narrow paths, each jackfruit is dropped into the river, bobbing along until boats gather them at the docks. There, traders simply collect, exchange, and sell right on the water, creating a unique rhythm of life found only in riverine regions. You can see the vast fields of lettuce dotted with modern harvesting machines, a true showcase of high-tech agriculture. These impressive machines carry an entire team of workers who perform their tasks directly in the field, making the process incredibly efficient. Designed with precision, these machines not only cut and collect the lettuce, but also handle almost the entire process of preliminary cleaning and packaging right on site. The lettuce is gently moved onto a soft conveyor belt, which carries it to the workers standing on the machine. Here, the workers quickly remove any old, damaged, or substandard leaves, making sure only the freshest and highest quality lettuce is kept. They are then moved along conveyor belts to containers on trailers that travel alongside. For salad lettuce, farmers use a more advanced harvesting machine that separates individual leaves right in the field. As the machine moves along the rows, its precision blades cut the lettuce at the base, allowing the leaves to be gently collected onto conveyor belts. These belts are equipped with systems that carefully spread and sort the leaves, minimizing damage during the process. Any dirt or debris clinging to the leaves is removed using soft brushes or built-in air jets. The sorted leaves are then transferred to designated bins or cartons on a trailer that moves alongside the harvester, ensuring a smooth and efficient operation. There are two main types of lettuce based on color: green and red. The color difference comes from the pigments in their leaves. Green lettuce gets its vibrant color from chlorophyll, the same pigment that gives most plants their green hue. Red lettuce, on the other hand, contains anthocyanins, which produce the reddish or purplish tint and act as antioxidants. Both types are not only visually distinct, but also bring slightly different flavors and nutrients to your plate, making them great options for a colorful and healthy salad. Even with modern technology gradually transforming agriculture, hand harvesting lettuce is still a method widely used today. However, this work is now supported by machines that move alongside the farmers. The farmers take on the task of cutting each lettuce head directly using specialized knives. They work quickly and carefully, gently placing the lettuce onto the machine's soft conveyor belt, ensuring the leaves remain fresh and undamaged. From the conveyor belt, the lettuce is transported to an inspection area right on the machine, where a team of workers carefully removes any leaves that don't meet quality standards. Only the freshest, most perfect heads of lettuce are kept for packaging. This harvesting method not only showcases the skill and precision of the farmers, but also works seamlessly with advanced machinery to create a smooth and efficient process. It's a vivid example of how tradition and modern technology come together in today's agriculture. In California and Arizona, particularly in lettuce farming hubs like the Salinas Valley and Yuma, immigrant workers play a crucial role in the agricultural workforce. The hourly wage for farm workers, particularly those working on lettuce farms, typically ranges from minimum wage to around $20 per hour. These laborers often work long hours in challenging conditions, handling tasks such as harvesting and packing lettuce directly on conveyor belts in the fields. The conveyor systems are designed to assist workers by bringing freshly cut lettuce heads to them, where they quickly inspect, trim, and package each plant to meet quality standards. Despite the automation, the job demands precision and speed, requiring a high level of skill and physical endurance. Many of these workers rely on seasonal farming jobs as their primary source of income, contributing significantly to the U.S. agricultural economy. Their hard work ensures a steady supply of fresh lettuce for both domestic and international markets, though it often goes unnoticed by the end consumer. These efforts highlight the indispensable role of immigrant labor in the success of America's lettuce industry. In addition to traditional harvesting machines, modern technology has introduced advanced machines equipped with smart robotic arms. These robotic arms are fitted with cutting-edge sensors that can precisely locate each lettuce head. With sharp cutting blades and soft gripping clamps, they cleanly cut the lettuce and gently place it onto a conveyor belt. From there, the lettuce is transported to an area where workers carefully inspect and pack it, ensuring top quality before it reaches consumers. After the lettuce is carefully harvested from the fields, it's quickly transported to the factory to start a professional processing routine, ensuring it stays fresh and nutritious. Where it is cut into various shapes, such as diced or thinly sliced, to prepare for ready-to-eat salads or prepackaged ingredients for restaurants. After cutting, the lettuce moves through a high-pressure water spray system, where powerful streams of water remove all dirt, bacteria, and impurities, guaranteeing food safety standards. Next, it is transferred into centrifugal dryers, which spin at moderate speeds to gently dry the leaves, preserving their natural crispness without causing any damage. Finally, the lettuce reaches the packaging area, where it is either packed individually or combined with other vegetables like shredded carrots, microgreens, or red cabbage to create a variety of ready-to-eat salad mixes. Each salad pack is sealed in a climate-controlled environment to maintain freshness until it reaches consumers. This entire process not only ensures top-notch quality, but also maximizes convenience, perfectly meeting the demands of modern lifestyles. The United States is one of the largest producers of lettuce in the world, with an annual production of over 8 billion pounds. The majority of lettuce farming is concentrated in California and Arizona, which together account for about 90% of the nation's supply due to their ideal climates and fertile soils. Lettuce is a key crop in the U.S., contributing significantly to the agricultural economy with a market value of over $2 billion annually. Salads in the United States are incredibly diverse, made from a variety of fresh ingredients like lettuce. In American life, salads play a significant role as a symbol of healthy eating and are often seen as a go-to meal for those looking to maintain a balanced diet. They're not just a side dish, but also a popular main course, especially in health-conscious or fast-casual dining settings. Salads are also versatile, catering to different dietary needs like vegetarian, vegan, or low-carb options. Their freshness, adaptability, and nutritional value make them an integral part of the American dining experience. The above is all about the harvesting and processing process. So do you wonder about the process of growing and caring for them? Let's continue to learn. The process of growing lettuce seedlings from seeds begins with preparing planting trays. These trays are evenly filled with nutrient-rich coconut coir. An automated seeding machine precisely places one lettuce seed into each cell of the tray. Water is then sprayed to maintain the necessary moisture for germination. The seeded trays are transferred to a greenhouse for proper care and cultivation. Inside the greenhouse, the seedlings are watered regularly, using an automatic irrigation system to ensure optimal growth conditions. Lettuce seedlings are ready to be planted in large fields after about 30 days of care in the greenhouse. From there, the process continues seamlessly, with seedling trays being transported to the farm by truck. At the farm, semi-automatic planting machines take over, with workers sitting behind the machines carefully feeding each tray into the system. The machines then plant the lettuce into the soil at precise, uniform intervals. This modern and efficient process ensures fast, accurate planting, saving time and reducing labor while maintaining high standards of quality. Throughout the growth process, the care of lettuce plants, including irrigation, weeding, and pest control, is fully automated using advanced systems, ensuring efficiency and precision at every stage. The most important factor for lettuce is water. The plant requires a significant amount of it to thrive, as 90% of a lettuce head is composed of water. The automated irrigation system, equipped with rotating sprinkler heads, ensures even distribution of water across the fields. These sprinklers are designed to mimic gentle rainfall, providing consistent moisture while preventing soil erosion or waterlogging. The system operates with precision, delivering just the right amount of water based on weather conditions and soil moisture levels. Alongside irrigation, pesticide application in lettuce fields is handled by advanced spraying machines. These machines are equipped with adjustable nozzles and GPS-guided systems to evenly distribute pesticides, ensuring effective pest control while minimizing waste and environmental impact. Alongside other care activities, weeding and soil cultivation for lettuce are handled by automated machines. These machines use rotating blades to remove weeds and simultaneously mound soil around the base of the plants, enhancing stability and promoting healthy root development. So, after approximately 60 to 70 days of meticulous care, we now have a lush lettuce field ready for harvest, bringing fresh and crisp produce straight to consumers. In addition to planting lettuce in open fields, growing lettuce in greenhouses is also becoming popular in the U.S. today. After the seeds are placed in trays, instead of being moved to the fields, they grow directly in modern greenhouses. Once the seedlings develop their first leaves, the planters will be mechanically moved from the planting trays to the floats to help them float easily on the water surface and absorb water and air. They're moved to floating rafts placed on nutrient-rich water. The rafts maximize planting density, increasing efficiency by up to 10% compared to traditional layouts. As the plants grow, their roots dangle into the nutrient solution below, while their leaves bask in light for 10 to 12 hours a day, provided either by the sun or energy-efficient LED lights. Climate controls manage temperature and humidity, ensuring ideal growth conditions. Hydroponic lettuce boasts vibrant, consistent coloring, crisp leaves, and healthy white roots free from soil-borne diseases. After about a month, it's ready for harvest. An automated conveyor system swiftly moves the mature lettuce from the growing area to the packing line. At the packing station, workers carefully bag each head of lettuce, label it, and prepare it for shipping to supermarkets. These premium greens often come with a higher price tag, sometimes double that of traditionally grown lettuce, but the quality speaks for itself. Meet squash, the vegetable that does it all. Need ground cover? Squash has you covered, literally, with its sprawling vines and giant leaves. Want edible flowers? Check. A colorful, versatile veggie? Double check. This overachiever comes in two main types. Summer squash, like zucchini, which grows fast and tender in about 50 to 60 days, and winter squash, like butternut, which takes its sweet time, around 80 to 120 days, to grow a thick skin, literally. Squash isn't just good-looking. It's a health hero packed with vitamins A and C, fiber, and enough potassium to rival a banana. Plus, it's eco-friendly, improving soil health and inviting pollinators to the garden party. Whether it's roasted, grilled, or turned into soup, squash never fails to impress. It's like the friend who shows up early, stays late, and brings snacks, because even its seeds are edible. When it comes to harvesting squash, it's practically an art form. Picture this: farmers in wide-brimmed hats, armed with sharp knives and endless determination, navigating rows of sprawling vines that seem determined to trip them at every turn. Squash plants, with their broad leaves and sneaky tendrils, love to play hide-and-seek. Just when you think you've cleared a patch, another squash magically appears, hiding under a leaf the size of a dinner plate. It's like a treasure hunt. Except instead of gold, you find green zucchinis, golden yellow squash, or plump orange butternuts. And let's not forget the prickly stems. Squash plants don't give up their bounty without a fight. A scratch or two is just part of the initiation into the squash picking club. Harvesting squash by hand is all about timing. Pick it too early, and it's not quite ready for its culinary debut. Wait too long, and it turns into a tough, overgrown gourd that could double as a doorstop. Farmers have to use their experienced eyes and gentle hands to select only the ripest squash. The perfect squash should be firm, vibrant in color, and just the right size. Not too big, not too small, but just right. Now, here's where the magic and muscle come in. Harvesting squash isn't just about picking the fruit. It's also about carefully handling it to prevent bruises. After all, squash might be sturdy on the vine, but once it's picked, it's as fragile as your phone after being dropped one too many times. Workers carefully place the squash into soft bins or crates, ensuring each one is as pristine as the moment it was plucked. What makes hand harvesting special is the personal touch. Each squash is gently picked, inspected for imperfections, and given a nod of approval before it's sent off to the next stage of its journey. Plus, there's something uniquely satisfying about knowing that the squash on your plate was carefully hand harvested by someone who's mastered the art. Now, let's take the squash harvesting game indoors, into the warm, cozy world of greenhouses. For certain delicate varieties, like specialty summer squash or petite ornamental gourds, greenhouses are the VIP suites of farming. Here, the temperature's just right, the humidity is on point, and every squash gets the 5-star treatment. But don't let the comfy setting fool you. Hand harvesting squash in a greenhouse still takes some serious skill, and maybe a little sweat. Greenhouse squash plants, while pampered, have a knack for growing in unexpected directions. Vines can climb trellises, sprawl across the ground, or try to turn your path into a jungle gym. It's like playing Twister, but with leaves and vines. Harvesters carefully navigate this green maze, scissors or pruning shears in hand, snipping off each squash with precision. These are no ordinary squash. They're greenhouse divas, and they expect nothing but the gentlest touch. The controlled environment of a greenhouse means squash grows faster and often in surprising quantities. Farmers might start with a few cute little plants and end up with what feels like an army of squash staring back at them, ready to be picked. The key here is timing. Greenhouse squash ripens quickly, and if you blink, you might miss the perfect moment. Harvesters work fast but carefully, ensuring each squash is plucked at its peak perfection. In the end, hand harvesting squash in a greenhouse isn't just farming. It's an adventure in a lush, leafy wonderland. It's a mix of strategy, agility, and a deep appreciation for the little green and sometimes yellow treasures hiding in the foliage. When it comes to large-scale squash farms, hand harvesting just won't cut it. Literally. Enter the superheroes of modern agriculture. Semi-automated and fully automated squash harvesters. These bad boys are designed to turn what used to be an army of workers into a streamlined, high-tech operation that gets the job done in record time. Think of it as squash harvesting on steroids, minus the gym fees. Semi-automated harvesters are like the ultimate team players. They come with built-in conveyor belts and cozy seats for workers who ride along, plucking squash from the vines and placing them directly onto the belt. It's a genius mix of human precision and machine efficiency. Workers get a smooth ride, squash gets treated with care, and the whole farm breathes a sigh of relief as acres of vines are cleared in a fraction of the time. It's like a well-choreographed dance, except instead of ballerinas, you have squash and conveyor belts. For farms looking to go full throttle, fully automated machines are the way to go. These technological wonders don't just cut and collect squash, they sort them too, based on size and quality, all while moving through the fields like a squash harvesting tank. With their sharp blades and gentle handling systems, these machines can scoop up thousands of squash a day without breaking a sweat or a single stem. Farmers just sit back, press a few buttons, and let the machines do the heavy lifting, literally. Whether semi-automated or fully automated, these machines are transforming squash harvesting into a high-tech spectacle. And while they may lack the human touch, they sure know how to get the job done, proving that even squash farming isn't safe from the rise of the machines. Once the squash makes its grand entrance into the factory, it's time for the ultimate pampering session, a refreshing water bath. Think of this as a spa day for squash, complete with a gentle scrub and rinse. These hard-working veggies have been through a lot, from dodging vines to surviving the harvest, and now they're ready to wash off the dirt and dust of the field. The cleaning process starts with a conveyor belt ride into a giant water tank. Jets of water spray every nook and cranny, making sure no speck of soil overstays its welcome. It's like a high-pressure shower, but without the awkward small talk. Some factories even add soft brushes that gently scrub the squash, ensuring every surface is squeaky clean and camera-ready. You could say the squash comes out of this looking fresher than ever, basically the vegetable version of a glow-up. But don't worry, this isn't just about looks. Cleaning is a crucial step to remove contaminants and prepare the squash for the next stage of processing. By the time the squash emerges from its watery adventure, it's sparkling clean. It's all part of the journey to becoming the culinary star on your dinner plate. Who knew squash could enjoy such a luxurious rinse and repeat routine? After their luxurious water bath, the squash head to the inspection runway. where humans and conveyor belts work together to make some tough calls. Picture workers lined up like squash judges at a talent show, inspecting each squash for shape, size, and color. Only the finest, most flawless squash make the cut. No bruises, odd shapes, or overly ambitious growths allowed. With conveyor belts zipping squash along like a veggie highway, workers quickly sort them into different categories. Big, small, perfectly round, or a little quirky, every squash finds its place. It's a mix of sharp human eyes and conveyor belt efficiency, ensuring no squash is left behind, unless it's trying to sneak in some dirt. Once sorted, the squash are gently packed into boxes, ready to hit the road. By this point, they're squeaky clean, perfectly sorted, and all set for their debut at markets and dinner tables everywhere.